Sentinel streets have always been filled with criminals and the like, taking from one another among the storms of people rushing to sell their wares in the marketplace. While mobs and crowds attempt to make a profit during the wave, others take this opportunity to cut purse and pickpocket, accidentally bumping into people or even grabbing their coin pouches and running off into the alleys, possibly leading the one they stole from into a trap if they decide to make chase. Though even if law enforcement cannot always stop these crimes, there are those who lurk among the darkness with these brigands, ones who embrace the same shadows that house them. It is only then that the criminals realize that they have fallen into a trap. Arms quickly wrap around their head as they slowly lose oxygen. Their breathing becomes labored and they try to call out for help, but they cannot muster the strength to do so. Slowly they lose consciousness, the fear of death looming over them. However, rather than perish, they awaken within the sandstone confines of a cell. The port city of Sentinel has never been safe with simple patrols. The city always needed some sort of force to blend in with its vagabond and bandit populi, to know the ins and outs so that no place will be safe for thieves and murderers. This comes in the form of larcenists and rogues, seeking a more lawful life, working as a separate militia to apprehend criminals. Known as spies, they work as sort of underground law enforcement. The spies that prowl among the crowds seek out signs of criminal activity, attempting to lend the law a hand in apprehending the criminal underground. Though as they complete missions and capture wanted criminals, they begin to come into favor of a special individual. Eventually they report back to the spy master, who informs them of their mother, and that she seeks out her most best behaved children. In accordance to that, many are chosen by her to come seek her out. Though this is only for the ones that show immense devotion to their matron, the spies will then trek into the tundra like so many seeking to find themselves, and a greater purpose. Reaching the castle sanctuary will be the first of their objectives, as they must continue even further within the tundra. Finally, they reach a cavern, just near the edge of the tundra's most northern border. Inside, they are tasked with traversing the frozen caverns, and finally maneuver downwards to find their mother. Upon meeting her, she will bestow the spy with a single brand, the first being of the Wraith, the ability to move between shades. Next the Shadow, the ability to be unseen, and finally the Soul, the ability to prolong one's climbing, so that they may prowl in the highest of towers. Once a brand has been decided upon, they will then become a Whisperer, the mother's very own eyes and ears in the world. In addition to their supernatural abilities bestowed to them by her, their swordsmanship even outclasses most sigil knights as they wield elegant rapiers into duels and battles. Whisperers move up from catching the run-of-the-mill rogue or bandit, as they're now tasked with directly intervening with both beings of evil and chaotic influence alike. Using their skills in espionage and subtlety, they traverse the world to root out anyone conspiring against the laws of the land, and especially those who'd attempt to oppose their mother. When Whisperers aren't on their own missions, they're normally employed by the Sigil Knight Order to assist them in finding specific areas of high chaotic influence, whether it be Ardorian or Abyssal territory. With their unique abilities, Whisperers have become what is the greatest form of reconnaissance, being able to locate information and escape with ease and finesse. As of recent years, Whisperers have diminished in numbers, as many were affected by the awakening of the Abyss. The Whisperers were one of the first to investigate the seal's breaking. From the horrors that lurked within the Abyss, they fell one after another, eventually their order falling into obscurity, only for it to have a small presence within the world. As a result, their reputation has evolved into being rumors, from criminals speaking to one another of their existence, to even Wraith Knights looking over their shoulders, in fear of possibly being attacked by one. The legend of the Whisperers is forever ingrained in those who willingly allow corruption into their hearts.